What's up, guys? Glad to see you. Happy Friday. TGIF, all of that. So grateful that all of you are here. Thank you so much. And I just want to say that I appreciate you. I value this time that we have together, learn together, grow together, and looking for two people to tell me something good. Create some positive energy in the room. It's okay if there's more than two, by the way, but at least two. Take yourself off, talk to me. Yes, sir.
I have a listing appointment this morning. They've already told me they don't want to list till December. But I'm going anyway, and I just keep thinking about you. No means not yet. So I'm hoping to get something signed today or this weekend at least, but we'll see what today brings.
Well, Jeff, first of all, congratulations on getting that appointment. Scheduling listing appointments can be difficult. I don't want to give you guys any kind of myth and tell you that they are always difficult, because they're not. Scheduling an appointment with someone who doesn't want to list their home until December, that's an accomplishment, right? Proud of you.
Thank you.
And couple questions that I would ask is, what's important about waiting until December? Now, know the difference between an objection and a roadblock, a condition. And condition, there's no overcoming that. It's just a condition. For example, we have a daughter who's graduating and we're not going to move until she does. Okay, got it. Now, if there's not a condition there, then I'm just going to ask a couple more questions. And that would be, if somebody were to offer you the amount you want for your home between now and December, what would you do? Just out of curiosity. And if your home's not on the market, could you get that offer? In other words, Jeff, see if there's a possibility to get it earlier than later. And then the last thing is, when you put your home on the market in December, am I the right agent for the job? Get a verbal commitment and go get them. You got this.
Thank you.
Diane, talk to me. Lonnie, you're next.
Good morning, John.
Morning.
So as I just shared with you in our coaching call, yesterday, I just shortened view. I missed 2 appointments, and I've never done that before. And I'm sharing this with everybody because I am overwhelmed. I'm overbooked. I'm over everything. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, coming home and processing the 11 hours I spent in the car yesterday, what's most important is my family. And I got right back up this morning, did my routine, and realized it's a new day. I'm alive, I'm here, and I'm ready to go. And so, I had a lot of great, beautiful victories and got to spend time with people yesterday I love spending time with. But I missed out on 2 appointments with people I really love and adore. And that ate me up the whole day. So, moral of the story, you just get up and go, and new day, start over.
There you go. Good job, girl. Proud of you. Lonnie, talk to me. You're on mute. You're still on mute. Lonnie, hello, you're on mute.
Okay, well, thank you for your scripts. They really work, and that makes me extremely excited. So out of 4 calls, this is my 2nd appointment. So the guy from yesterday called me back. I'll see him at 11 a.m. And he told me that he is not going to list, but he would be willing to pay 3% commission if I bring a buyer. So what I did is I have this commission agreement, and I'm curious, should I show it to him? Should I leave it? Should I say, here, do this? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. And 100% go over the listing agreement and close. If you're able to read the situation, take the temperature in the room, and you make a decision based on what you feel is the right strategy, but be prepared to have that conversation if the timing is right.
Okay. Yeah.
If it's not, I want to at least get a verbal response to, if you were to hire a real estate agent, if you were to put your home on the market today, I know you're not. And if you were, am I the right agent for the job?
Okay. And my playbook is, where do you move when this is sold?
There you go.
Just for
When your home
information.
sells, where are you moving to? Justin says,
Yeah.
bring a net sheet. I agree, Justin. So I'm working on Rainmaker Playbook. And one of the most common questions that I get is, and I'm 10 pages and I forget the number of words, 3,000, 30,000, I forget. It's a lot. And one of the most common questions that I get is, John, do you have all these scripts written down somewhere? And my answer has always been, no, I don't. Most of them are just up here. You can find some of them in Scripts for Success, which is no longer available, so never mind, it's out of print. And you can find some of them on my book, Rainmaker, which is still available, but it's a fraction of what's available. So Rainmaker Playbook is designed so that as you're having a conversation, when someone gives you a response, you have options, and you want to determine what's the best option. In other words, what's the right play to run here based on how the defense is lined up in order to be successful. It's the same thing in business, it's the same thing in sales. And I want to make this available for all of you. And at the same time, please don't get angry with me if I asked you, how much would it be worth? If I were able to give you this updated version of the Rainmaker Playbook every week, how much would it be worth? Everybody in Rainmaker Plus is already getting a copy of that. And I know out of 50 that are here, another 50 that are watching on Facebook, somebody's going to say, well, that's greedy, you should just give it away. I get it, I do. And I hope that you give me grace in allowing me to ask that question. It's a curiosity question, by the way. I'll get back to it before we finish. All right, speaking of Rainmaker, I'm in Rainmaker today. If you have a copy, I'm on pages 17 through 20. And I'm going to talk to you about 8 simple steps to success. Now, I'm going to tell you what they are, and we're only going to go deep on the first one. The 8 steps are: build a database. Thank you, Clarissa. Build a database. As a team leader who recruited real estate agents for 7.5 years, one of the questions that I would ask is, what database are you using? And I usually got that blank stare, which meant, what are you talking about? And then occasionally they would do this. They would hold up their phone and they'd say, well, this is my database. Or I have an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, none of those are a database, right? A database is KV Core, it's Chime, it's Command, just to name a few. By the way, which is the right one? I don't care, whichever one you'll use. Build a database. All right, so if you're starting from scratch, whether you're a brand new real estate agent or you've been in the business for 5 years to 10 years and you don't have a database, it's okay. Start today. And what you want to do is you want to make a list of everybody that you know, your sphere of influence. And I'm going to go deeper in this in just a few minutes. And you want to start adding those people into your database. That's building the database. All right. The second step to success is feed it daily. Feed it daily means add people to your database systematically over time. Have a standard. Mine is 1 a day. 1 a day gives me 250 new contacts by the end of the year. Number 3 is communicate with your database in a systematic way. 4 is go on buyer and seller appointments. 5 is take seller listings. 6 is provide raving fan customer service. Wow them. You want to be able to ask them, so how did I do? On a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being you don't like what I did, I didn't meet your goals, I didn't exceed your expectations, you never want to see me again. And 10 being, I crushed it. I met all of your goals, I exceeded your expectations. Where are we? You want to hear a 10. Now, hearing a 10 gives you permission to ask for referrals. Number 7, write offers and negotiate contracts. 8, enter all of your past clients into your database, communicate systematically, and create clients for life. All right, so deep dive into number 1, build a database. Make a list of everyone who knows you, likes you, and would work with you. Start with your family. Hopefully they qualify. Maybe they don't. And start with your family. Start with friends, people you know, neighbors, people from church or temple or your place of worship. Any organization or club that you belong to, family and friends. I already said that, but I'm just reading to you from the book. The gym you work out at. Who do you know at the gym that you could have a conversation with in order to feed your database? Your doctor's office, your dentist, your hairstylist, your CPA, your attorney, your dry cleaner. By the way, I'm not just talking about the people who work in the office. I'm talking about your doctor, your CPA. You've been going to the same CPA for 10 years. They get your business. Shouldn't you be allowed to get their business as well? Ask them. If you had a property that you wanted to purchase, an investment, or if you were going to sell your home, do you have a great real estate agent that you would work with? I'd love to apply for that position. In other words, I want to earn the opportunity to work with you just like you work with me. Now, I'm going to give you a follow-up to that that's kind of cold and harsh, but you can use it if you want to. If the CPA tells you, well, I already have a real estate agent, one of your responses to that is, well, then I think I'm going to have to get a new CPA. If they're getting your business, why shouldn't you get their business? Same thing for your hairstylist, the dry cleaner that you go to, the dentist, everyone, your lawyer. All right. Every person on this list into your database as part of your sphere of influence. The target here is 100 plus SOI contacts. I talked to one of the agents that I'm coaching, and I asked him, how many people do you have in your database? His answer was 4,000. I'm like, okay, wow. How many of them are part of your sphere of influence? His answer was all 4,000. I'm like, whoa, stop. No, it's not correct. If you went through that list and you asked, do they know me? Do they like me? Would they work with me? And if the answer is no, remove that SOI tag that you have on them because they're not the sphere of influence. They're a lead, which is okay. Keep them in there. But I want you to get your database down to true SOI contacts. Here's why it's so critically important. You'll be able to predict the number of homes you're going to sell based on the number of sphere of influence contacts you have in your database when you systematically work your database. All right, include their phone number, email, and mailing address. Until you have that, they're not a lead, they're a contact. You need to have their phone number, their mailing address, and their email address. Then play detective. Start collecting information, including their spouse's name. Now, I don't want you to have somebody on the phone and say, okay, Diane, what's your husband's name? Cool, got it. How many children do you have? What are their names? What are their ages? Do you have any pets in the house? No, that's not how you're going to play detective. You're going to get this information casually over time. Diane's going to yell at the dog at some point when you're in the house because the dog is misbehaving. And when she says, Penny, sit down, and that's her dog. Right, Diane? And you have a pencil and a pen, you're writing down the dog's name as Penny. And then you're going to enter it into your database. So that next time you talk to Diane, oh, by the way, how's Penny? She's going to go, wow, he remembers the name of my dog. No, I didn't. I wrote it down. Be a collector of information. Play detective. Where did they go to school? What do they do for a living? How long have they lived in their home? If they were to buy a home, where would they buy next? Why is that important to them? I can go on and on and on and on and on. There's a lot of questions that you could ask here. Be a detective. Start collecting information, including their spouse's name, children's names, ages, where they work, how long they have lived in their homes, and where would they move if they did sell. The next thing you do is you're going to launch an 8x8. This is in the beginning stages of building your database. So an 8x8 means I'm going to communicate with you 8 times in 8 weeks. The purpose of an 8x8 is to create top of mind. If Diane isn't already thinking about me when she thinks of real estate, my goal at the end of 8 weeks is she is. If I asked you, name a soda. If you asked me, name a soda. Hold on one second. If you ask me to name a soda, my answer is Diet Coke. If you said name another one, it's Diet Coke. That's all there is. And I know for everybody that's super healthy on this call right now, somebody's going to go, John, Diet Coke's not good for you. Yeah, I know. Get over it. It's what I think about. It's what I drink. Okay. You want to be the Diet Coke of real estate. And at the end of 8 weeks, you want them to think of you. If I talk to one of Lonnie's sphere of influences and I ask, hey, do you know a good real estate agent? They're going to say, yeah, Lonnie, she's the best. You absolutely need to talk to her. Mission accomplished. Now, if you have a copy of my book, I actually outline what an 8x8 is for you, but I'm going to share it for everybody here. All right. The first touch is you're going to snail mail a resume to their home. Just bullet point. This is who I am. This is what I specialize in. This is what I provide all of my clients. This is the value that I bring. Think local economist of choice, strategic pricing professional, fierce negotiator, expert at marketing properties in order to attract the right buyer. You're going to mail a resume to their home. Step number 2, this is 1 touch a week. So week number 2, it's a phone call and the script is right here for you. All you got to do is read it. Hello, Diane. This is John Dietz, and I'm calling to share some exciting news with you. I'm working as a realtor with blank, and I was wondering if you could do me a favor. People love to do favors for people they like. If you called me 5 o'clock in the afternoon and you said, hey, John, this is Kim. I was wondering if you could do me a favor. Whatever I'm doing, I'm going to stop because I like Kim. I'm going to listen to what she says. She might be stuck on the side of the road. She needs me to come help her. Can you do me a favor? My response is, Kim, of course. What can I do? I was wondering if you could do me a favor. If you knew someone who was going to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, would you please refer them to me? Now, it's part of the conversation. Don't lead with that. I gave you that as a script so you understand the conversation that qualifies them as sphere of influence. Conversation is forward, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. And before I go, I was wondering, could you do me a favor? If you knew of somebody who was going to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, would you refer them to me? Now, for those of you who study neuro-linguistic programming, you heard the embedded commands. That's why I'm not saying if you knew of somebody who was looking to buy or sell a home, would you refer them to me? If you knew of somebody who was looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, embedded command, embedded command, embedded command, would you refer them to me? Embedded command. It matters. 3rd week. Mail a personal note. This is a handwritten personal note. The more sincere you are, the more personal it is, the better. I made a mistake, and it was a mistake to send personal notes that were so generic that I'm sure a lot of people just looked at it and threw it away. In other words, I'm going to change screens so I have somebody else's name to use here. So in other words, Valerie, thank you for taking time out of your day to speak with me. It was a pleasure speaking with you, and I would love to earn the opportunity to be your agent. Okay, so not personal. That personal note is going to get thrown in the trash. Make it personal. Make it sincere. The more personal and sincere you are, the more power the note is going to have. 4th week, email a market update, a link to your website, and a link to your personal app if you have one. It's an email. 5th week, this is your 2nd call. Hello, blank. This is blank, following up as promised. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you. And my goal as your realtor, I am assuming the job. My goal as your realtor is to provide value. Do you have any questions about the market update I sent you? As a local real estate professional, I have lots of great resources. So if you need anything related to your home or community, I am just a call away. I want you to be the Google for real estate for everyone in your sphere of influence. If they need a plumber, if they need an electrician, if they need anything for their home, I don't want them going to Google. I want them calling you, Jeff. I want them calling you and saying, Jeff, I need somebody to fix blank. Who do you know that I should call? And you're going to go, this is the guy. Call him. He's the best. Be a connector. Connect your contacts, your sphere of influence, your people, your relationships with other people. They're going to love you when you do. All right, 6th touch. Email another newsletter. Email a market update. Send them something via email. 7th touch, mail a personal note. And 8th, final week. Hello, blank. This is blank, following up as promised. Thank you for taking my call. Is there anything I can do for you today? Or do you have any questions about the information I have sent you? If you knew somebody that was looking to buy a home, sell a home, or invest in real estate, would you refer them to me? The answer to that question determines whether or not they move from that new Met to your sphere of influence. When you hear yes, move them. When you hear maybe, move them. If you hear absolutely not, by the way, they're not going to use that. They'll just say, I already have a real estate agent. My response to that is I'd still love to hopefully earn an opportunity to work with you in the future. And all that means is I'll send you interesting information on the real estate market every month, and I'll call like every 3 or 4 months to check in. Would it be okay if I added you to that group? Yes. Cool. They're in your sphere of influence. All right, stay focused on the activity of making contacts and building relationships to build your database. If you get an appointment with a potential buyer or seller, that's awesome. However, if you are focused on the results, pay attention to this. If you are focused on the results and no one schedules an appointment or gives you a referral, you could get discouraged and give up before you see the results that are guaranteed. This is the Chinese bamboo story. Chinese bamboo tree. Now I only have 2 minutes, so here's the quick version. If you plant a Chinese bamboo tree seed and you water it and fertilize it for a year, nothing's going to happen. Year 2, you're still watering and fertilizing that Chinese bamboo tree. Nothing is happening. By the way, this is you working your database. Year 4, nothing is happening. Year 5, that thing will grow 50 feet in 1 year. And at any point, if you gave up, it's not going to grow. It's going to die. If you give up on this activity, it isn't going to work. You're going to fail. Your business is going to die. Stay focused on the activities, not the results. The results are guaranteed when you do. All right, take yourself off mute. Talk to me.
John, I have a quick question. Thank you so much for your time. when you're talking about your sphere of influence, are you, so say in your CRM, are you hashtagging them as sphere of influence? How are you making that?
The answer is
Defining.
yes. Yeah, Joanne, the answer is yes. And most databases will allow you to put more than one tag on each customer. So for example, somebody could be sphere of influence and they could be a future seller. That means they're a lead that I'm following up with who's going to sell their home, put their home on the market in 90 days, right? They could be sphere of influence and they could be a past client, but 100%, I am entering them in my database as sphere of influence. I want you to be able to open up your database and see everybody that is in there that is a sphere of influence. By the way, here's the math. If you have 200 people that are in your sphere of influence, 5% are going to move every year. That's 10 sales that you should get when you systematically follow up over time and communicate. 5% are referrals. You're going to get a 10% return, which means you should close 20 sales with 200 people that you're communicating with systematically. We're going to get into this on Monday. This is where we get to the 36 touch. That's communicating systematically. So Joanne, I hope I answered your question. 100%.
You did, thank you.
You got
My
it.
other quick question is your book available on audio?
This one? No. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh. I don't even know how to make that happen. I just wrote it, published it, and put it out there to all the different sources. I probably have to pay more money to put it on audio.
Probably.
It's not a
Thank
very
you.
long book. Pay somebody to read it for you and record it. Now it's on audio. All right, Brian, talk to me.
Hey, I got a quick question. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm old school on sales, and what are your thoughts about having a database outside of the firm database, so that if you do move or leave, you don't leave your data in a gold mine behind for the company that you were with? I mean, my thoughts are I'd rather have my own that I take with me, so it's always complete.
Yeah, I get it. I started out by saying whatever database you'll use is the database you should have. So if you want a database that's outside your brokerage, go for it. I've never worked for a company that kept my contacts, so I didn't worry about that, but I do understand it's legit. Okay, I'm not saying it's not a legit concern, Brian. So whatever you feel is right for you, absolutely do it.
Okay. And I'll email you about Rainmaker Plus today, because I'd like more information.
You got it, my
Thank
friend.
you.
You got it.
And your email. You should own your own email too.
Okay, I'm going to agree with that one. Oh my gosh, if I could get in a time machine. I'm not going to say anymore. I'll probably get a letter in the mail now. All right, I'm looking at Shanice. I'm coming to you. Thank you, Lonnie. I'm glad that you can't be angry with me. You shouldn't give it away. I would rather sign up for Rainmaker Plus. I agree, Brian, and let's do that. And I know you said you're going to email me, so that's cool. Mama Shu would definitely pay. Thank you for that. $25 a month. That's it. Wow, I agree. Yeah, best deal in town. Everybody should be doing this. Okay. All right, I got to all the comments. Shanice, talk to me. Your hand was up.
Hi, John. I've missed
Hello.
you.
I miss you.
Okay, so I think you hit it on the head with the 8x8. Reason being, in my 5th week last week, I was done. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Nothing's coming from this. I was just ready to throw in the towel. So obviously, this is my 6th week. It's Friday, and I'm in my 6th week, so I have 2 more weeks to go. And I ended up getting 2 sellers that want to sell in March from my 8x8 in my 5th week where I was going to throw in the towel. So thank you for this reassuring conversation this morning, because your girl was going through it. So thank you.
Love that. Thank you, Shanice. Be determined